Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I'm recording now. So this class is being recorded for post-class reference. Okay, and I'm doing this with you guys' permission so that you are aware for ethical reasons. Thank you. So you clean your data. That's what I'm talking about right now. I believe I'm sharing my screen. I'm not even sharing my screen. Why? Okay, because we've not started working. Okay. So I believe you guys can see my screen now. Okay. So I want to clean my data. So it's data cleaning is big deal. Trust me. It's not something you can skip. It's not something you can say, let's just do it anyhow. You have to clean your data. Yeah, you have to clean it. I have to clean it very well. Clean data might be as simple as just correcting cases. Maybe you wrote my name and be like, Theophilus Adewale, come on, you cannot do that to me. You want to write my surname with capital A. So you can correct that and it's done. Right. Somebody raise the hand. Please, I will recognize you shortly. It might be as simple as correcting spellings. Okay, maybe in a table, right? You have name of people, let's say participants in this training. Then I have at the place I wrote Najibat, then another place I wrote Najibat, then I have field, I have Madu, I have Ife, I have Benny. All right. So if I filter this, I want to get the unique people because probably this is about our assessment or whatever. I want to know the number of unique participants that witnessed the training, and I filtered and I looked at it. Look at it. This guy is appearing twice. Okay. So okay. What's the correct spelling? Okay, I think it's not about. So I want to remove the O and remove the A and put O. And now if I filter now, okay. Najibat, you really need to forgive me for spelling your name. Okay, but now see that it's appearing just once now. So it might be as simple as correcting spellings, might be as simple as changing cases. All right, like I did shortly. Okay, I can just correct cases by using proper function. This one is already in proper case, right? But some of them are not in proper case. So to correct you, correct Madu, correct if you correct them. All right, it can be as simple as that, and it might be as simple as looking for blank spaces. Do I have blank cells or missing values in my data? If I have blank cells, if I have missing values, what can I do? Three things. You can leave it that way, or if you're not leaving it that way, you can blank. You can leave it that way, or you can do what we call data imputation. That is, you want to put something there, you don't want to leave it void, right? Or you can just delete it. You can delete row, or you want to delete column. Okay, you're going to see all this shortly. All right, you're going to see them. Okay, can delete row, you can delete column, depending on what you are dealing with. Okay, I don't want to go to details. I don't want to bore us. I believe I'm talking too much already. Then after that, data cleaning, right? You might also want to remove outliers. That is, values that are too big, or values that are too small in your data. They will skew the outcome of your analysis, and then they will make your analysis almost invalid, right? So you want to remove outliers. Good example, so that I put values to this thing. SS3, okay. GS1 students, you have a class GS1, it contains GS1 students, and here you have Phil. Don't worry, I was once in GS1. You're always in GS1. So it's only the year that is different, right? So GS1 students and their age. I was 10 when I was in GS1. I know some of Madu was probably 9. If he was probably maybe 9 also. Benny is a very sharp lady. Probably should enter GS1 at 7. I don't know. Okay, but imagine I have a grandpa here. That's his name, of course. And he entered GS1 at 19 GS1. These are not liar. It's too big now. 19 years GS1. Yeah, maybe not too big, right? Let's me even say Um, 39. What do you think? 39. This is a 40-year-old man in GS1. He's an outlier. He's an outlier. Or what if you have oh, just a second. Okay, boy. Okoro. Yeah, Okoro. I think it means boy. I don't know. So let's say you have Okoro in GS1 and Okoro is 2. You'll be suspicious, but okay, probably they want to write 12. And person skipped 1, maybe when they were typing error. And this 39 for GS1, probably they wanted to write 9, right? Maybe when they were typing, the hand just eats 3, you know, you want to think about things like that. That you have corrected that, or you may want to remove the outlier entirely. Okay, let me just take it off. That is deleting. Okay, so let me take a question. Somebody was raising a hand.
Sorry, I couldn't see your
I
screen,
want
but
to
I can
ask
see it
that
now. Oh.
okay.
All right, boss. Thanks.
My question was like during this data cleaning,
Okay.
if the data is not that big, can if error be used? If error function.
Ah. You're jumping. You're jumping. Don't use it for. See, I will kick you out of this class. You have exposed yourself. Everybody already know you are a pro. If error, at what stage you have not even started, we will send you out of this class. You are a misfit with this class. I didn't mean to insult you, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know. Is that Caleb?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course. You are
I'm not an outlier. I'm still a learner.
All right. No, but really, that is too extreme. Look at this. It's extreme and you cannot actually use it. Let me answer you. So this is 47. If you say if error, okay, and if you apply if error to all this, let's say equals if error, and you put the value here, they say, okay, if it is error, change it to 10. Let's assume, okay, it is error, change it to 10. It will not change it. Look at this. Everything will still remain their value because none of them is an error. None. None of them is an error. But really, look at it. Let me put an error here. Let me say this is 10 over 0. 10 over 0 will give you an error. So it will give you 10. So this is an error. Right? If you say equals to a over 5, this is an error to give you 10. So this is an error. This is an error. These are 2 different types of error in Excel. This is an error you get when you divide something by 0. This is an error you get when you try to divide when you have referenced a name that does not exist, right? So Excel gave name error here. Don't worry, I will get to all this, right? But in short, you cannot use error in this case because 47 is not an error. It's a proper number. So Excel, if error will not catch the gist, right? Or you have 2-year-old in GS1, the 2 will still come back, even though if error is actually in the formula, right? Excel will not catch the gist that way. Let's move on. So let me run away from this part. Okay, it can also be as simple as cleaning your data. It can be in terms of changing the format. You want to change data format. Okay, you want to ensure that your data are correctly formatted. You want to ensure that what should be formatted as number is actually formatted as number. What should be formatted as text is formatted as text. Somebody's raising a hand, but I will recognize you later. Please let me just complete my thought. What should be formatted as date is date, etc. For example, let me bust your bubble. Today is July 6, so let me say 07 06 2024. All right. Look at this. Do you know this is still today's date? This right here, this number right here, 45479 is still today's date. And if I make it 80, 45480, this is tomorrow's date. How did I know? Just change this now. Just change it back to date. Short date. See, 7/7/2024. right? If I type 1, this is January 1, 1900. How did I know? Just change it now to short date. Bam. January 1, 1900. If I type 365, okay, 366 actually. I think January 1, 1900 was a leap year. So it should be 366. So this would be December 31, 1900. See that? So serial numbers, let me say dates as serial number in Excel. If you type any date, if it is date or true, it's a serial number in Excel. There's a serial number representing that day. And I call it serial because its date started in Excel from January 1, 1900. If you want to get a date before 1900, let's say 1899, it does not exist in Excel. I'm telling you. Let's say 101, 1899. It's a text. It's a bloody text. See, it's a bloody text. Excel does not recognize this as a date. Any date before 1900, you cannot do it this way. Excel will not recognize it. But hard ones is 01, okay, look at it. 01, 01, 1900. This is a date. Look at this. If you type this number, oh, is somebody asking a question? See, this is not a number. I think so. Let me help the class by muting someone. Okay. Am I still the lord of this class? Okay. So now, so look at what I was saying. So this is 1999. XSL is not a number, but January 1, 1900 said is a number, right? So you should take note of that. So when you are working on data, something as small as data formatting might be a big deal, might be very important. You have to format what is date as date, what is text as text. You might want to remove errors from your data. You want to remove redundant columns. Probably you have some columns that are not useful. You want to remove them, etc. So let me move away from this data cleaning. You want to analyze your data. Under analyzing data, you want to do stuff like perform different calculations. You want to check for maximum, you want to check for minimum, you want to check for standard deviation. If you are doing predictive analysis, you want to do things like correlation, you want to do regression analysis, you want to do stuff like, you want to know the count. Just counting is analysis. Yeah. You want to do things like mean. It's not mean in Excel, yeah. In Python, it is mean, but in Excel, it is average. Okay, I wrote nonsense. Okay, I want to do stuff like median, small things like this. You want to do things like you want to get a pivot table, very important, right? Pivot table, you want to do pivots, you want to do different types of analysis, right? Exploratory data analysis. You want to find a lot of these metrics, right? And when you are done with them, you want to put them into graphs. You want to do a pie chart, donut chart, bar chart, column chart, funnel chart, sunburst chart, tree map chart. You want to do a map. There are different types of charts. We're still going to get there, I believe. Definitely, what I believe. Then when you are done with that, you want to present your work. Probably want to put it in a PowerPoint slide. Maybe you want to just collaborate with people by just giving them access to your worksheet, etc. So that is what we do in data analytics. Trust me, there could be other stuff, but essentially, this is what we do. And then this can be done on these 6 steps can be replicated across all the platforms. It doesn't matter whether you're using Excel. There are some tasks that some people use Excel. Same task, some people use Power BI. Same task, somebody else will use SQL. The same task, somebody else will use Python, and they probably all get the same thing. Cannot be exactly the same thing, but all of them will bring out their insights and all that. All of them, I must say, they have their advantages and disadvantages, which vary from one app to another, right? So that is it. That is it. So, does anybody have any question before we move forward now? All right, I believe no question. Good. So let me introduce us to Excel. So let me start with the navigation. So this is an Excel workbook. If you open Microsoft Excel on your system, this is the landing page. This is where it will bring you. Okay, you not see this this beautiful color there. You will not. I put it there. Let me remove it. So this is what you're going to see, right? So let me introduce us to the interface. So this is your worksheet, right? This is what we call worksheet, and it has a name. This one is called sheet 1. Let me call it 1. Okay, it's not possible. Okay. Okay, it's possible. I can create another one. I can call it X, right? So this is a worksheet. This is a worksheet. All these are called worksheets, right? I can name me worksheet 1. I call this worksheet 2, right? You can name it anything you like. If I click plus now, it give me sheet 3 by default. That's the default name. So in your worksheet, your worksheet is referenced in rows and columns. So this is a column, this is a column, this is a column, and you can highlight a column by just clicking from the top. This is a column, this is a column, this is a column, this is a column, and the last column is XFD in Excel. That's the last column. I jumped like that by pressing Control arrow to the right. If I want to see the last row, I can press Control arrow down. So the last row in Excel is 1,048,576. So any data that is more than that number of rows, you cannot put it in your worksheet. You have to use some other methods like Power Query, right? You have to go into data modeling. Essentially, you have to create a data model. you cannot create a connection. Yeah, that is what we called. You can create a connection to that data, but you cannot load it. You cannot interact with the data at worksheet level if it is more than this. So I have a data presently that is 2 million rows. I cannot load it on this worksheet. If I load it, Excel will only load it up to the last number, which is 1,048,576. But that same data, I can still use it and analyze it if I load it as a connection, maybe through Power Query and Power Pivot. That is Excel. Or I can also take it to Power BI. I can take it to Python. I can take it to SQL. So you get, yeah. So that is rows and column. Rows and column. Wherever you are, let's say I'm here. If you want to go to the first row, the first cell A1, just press Control Home. Takes you home. Control Home takes it to cell A1. Don't try Control End. Don't worry, it will not work. It will not work. Don't bother. Don't think it will take you to the last. But Control Home, wherever you are, will take you to the first cell. If you press Tab will take you to the next cell. See that? Tab will move one cell to the right. If you press Enter to take you to the next cell at the bottom, right? If you want to move one cell backward, you can simply press Shift Tab, right? I have Theo here. Okay, I'm not Toy. I have Theo here. I have Caleb here. So if I can press up. If I want to move from Caleb to Theo and I don't want to press my arrow key, I can simply press Shift Tab on my system. All right. I want to go to the first cell here. I can just press. Okay, from here I can come here by just press Control arrow to the right. I can go back to the left, Control arrow left, go up, Control arrow up. Eventually, okay. Let's say I want to highlight my cells from here to the end. To the left. I just press Control Shift arrow to the left to highlight. I want to highlight it like that to the top. I'll say Control Shift arrow up. Oh yeah. So this is the worksheet, right? The entire book like this is called a workbook, and inside the workbook you have many worksheets. Okay, inside the worksheet you have cells. Is an object. Examples of objects in Excel. I've talked about worksheet. I've talked about workbook. They all have their properties, and one of their properties include their name, right? You can always rename. Yes. If you delete a worksheet, you cannot bring it back. It's gone. By mistake, you have probably worked on a worksheet for 2 weeks and you are doing rough play, and you say, okay, I can do delete. I will then do Control Z. Okay. It's learning here. And the workbook must have at least one worksheet. You cannot delete the last worksheet in your Excel. Yeah, You must have at least one worksheet in your Excel. Okay, so coming back to the interface, this is my formula bar. This is where you type your formula, and then if you are typing a formula, for example, you can click on FX to see details of that formula. For example, if I have 2 here, I have 3 here, and I want to find the sum, I can say sum. I can click on this thing here to put my formulas here. So number 1 is this, number 2 is this. Can you see automatically it has brought number 3? It means I can increase it. Okay, but I don't want to increase it, so I just click OK, and I'll have my 5. Oh yeah, that's formula bar. And this one right here is to give you access. Okay, access to your formula. If you click this, it will just bring you a list of formulas that you can use. Look at it. These are the frequently used functions. Can you see? It's mostly used functions. You can change it to all. It's bring all the functions that it can think of. Okay, you can go to lookup and reference. Okay, another place where you can get your formulas is inside formula tab. You can see auto sum, average, count, max, mean. We're not in formulas yet, yeah. So we'll come back. So I'm just introducing the interface. So this is the formula bar. This is where we type formulas. And to type the formula, you start with equal to. Okay, it's not sacrosanct. I mean, okay, this thing is date. I've inserted a data type there before, so let me take it back to general. I mean, you can start formula with minus. You say minus this, but there'll be a problem. Plus this, it will give me 5, to give me 1. Yes. But I can start, and you notice that it wrote equals to for me. I can say plus this, plus this. I still got my 5. Look at what happened. It's put equals to for me. So formulas always start with equal to in Excel. Okay, so I have other stuffs. Everybody is very familiar, I'm too sure. Okay, sorry, let me say most of us. With everything that we have from here in Home tab up to this place, it looks exactly just like our Microsoft our Microsoft Word. So you have paste, copy and paste. You can cut. You can this format printer. I'm going to introduce us to it much later. This is paste. You can do paste special. Okay, you can. This is your font type, bold, italicized, underline. You want to put border. Okay, for example, I like name and hate too much. Why? So Mr. ASDFG, and then the age is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? I can highlight everything. Press Ctrl T. Okay. This can get somewhere else. So this is a table. Okay, but I want to put border. Okay. So this is my border line. All right, I've put a border. Probably you don't even want just that. Let's say I want a thick border, thick outside border. See now I have thick outside border and I have all my border as well. So I don't have to do it that way. Another way of to do that, I can just highlight what I want to add border to. I can press Alt H B A. I'm not holding any one of them down. I'll just press Alt, leave it, press H, leave it, press B, leave it, press A, leave it, Alt H B A. I can only know that offhand simply because I use it all the time. Okay, it's a shortcut, so you can add shortcut for anything. If there's a task you do often, maybe at work on any job role, you can just press Alt. It will bring you alphabet for all the tabs. So where you are going, peradventure, let's say you want to autofit. Autofit is in home. So I'll press H. Then autofit is in format cells. Alt H. What's going on? So Alt H. So this is cell. Format cell is O. I press O. Autofit column width is high. Press high. Get that? So for example, let's say I have my name here, Dewale Philos Oluwabukola. Very long. Okay, and then I don't have enough space to contain it. I can highlight this and just press Alt H O I. Right. Maybe that is too long, right? You can just double click this place and it will expand. Yep. All right. Okay, so that's that about that. You can format your You can add fill. This is fill. You can fill color. You can fill a cell. Let's say you want it green. You can change the font color. Let's say you want it deep green. You can make it bold. You can change your font. Let's say to Georgia. You can increase the size as much as to whatever you like. All these are just formatting. You can say, okay, I want stuffs at the middle, not at the end. I want it at the left. I want it in terms of row height. Okay, I want it on top. See that? I want it at the bottom, or I want it at the middle. Then at the middle again. You can format all these things. This is called alignment. Then let's say I want to have it this way. You can wrap your text. You know what this is, right? You can say, okay, I want these two stuffs to be one. You can merge. Yeah, you can turn the two cells into one. So this is cell C5. There's no more cell D5. So if I say equals D5, well, yeah, see where it goes? It went to, and it is 0 because there's nothing inside D5. But if I say equals to C5, it's H, right? So that's that about this part. Okay, this part is formatting. We'll come there, not today. Okay. So having talked about all this, let's talk about autofill. Alt HBN. I've removed the border again. Delete. I want to put no fill. All right, so let's do autofill. Let me help somebody. All right, so autofill in Excel allows you to copy your formula and paste it somewhere else without necessarily without necessarily changing the formula. Hey, is that correct? This is what I mean. This is what I mean. If I cannot define, but at least I can give an example. Look at it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. I've used some of these things as example for date. So okay, let's vary it. So let's say this is 2, let's say this is 8, let's say this is 3, let's say this is 9. So if I write a formula, don't forget I said to start the formula in Excel, you have to start with equals to, then you put your function, then the first one, you can hold control and click the second one, it puts comma by itself, or you can just click on the first one, then type a comma if that's what you want, then click on the second one. Right. I've added 2 numbers, so Excel can be a calculator, right? Then I can fill it down. That's autofill. What I did now is what is called autofill. Oh yeah, that's what is called autofill. Okay, that is, you want to apply your formula to the neighboring rows with the neighboring columns. Okay, I'm coming back here. So let me go back to more basics. What if I want serial number? I can, let's say I want, I'm completing a table, serial number, names of participants in the class. I have Uche in the class. I have Josephine Mary in class. I have Eniola in the class, etc. So let's say I want to create a serial number. I can just type the first one, then I will just drag it down. Everything is 1. I can click on this, then click on Fill Series. Fantastic. It has done it. Or I can type the first 2, then I will just highlight the first 2, then I will drag it down. Okay. Or if I don't want to do that, okay. There's another way. Just be typing. Okay. All right. So it's not only 1, 2, 3 that you can do. Okay, you can do anything that follows that series. For example, let's say I have my name Adewale. So let's say every cell that I need is Adewale. I can just drag it down to repeat Adewale everywhere. And there's no formula for Adewale, so there's no fill series in this case, right? But if I want to have list of even numbers, I can type 2, 4, then I will highlight the 2, right? And I will drag it down. If I want to have list of odd numbers, I can type 1, then type 3. That's the first 2 odd numbers. then I would just drag it down. Please don't ask me for prime numbers because I don't know. Please don't ask me for prime numbers. So prime number does not follow a regular pattern. So Excel will struggle to get prime numbers without autofill. Right, that's what I believe. Until somebody comes to say, that guy, you're not good. If you say prime number is not possible, for you come and see. Okay, so not only numbers, right? And it doesn't have to start from the first one. I mean, you can even start from 10. If it is even numbers you want, 10, 12, right? Odd number, if it is 19, you want 19, 21. Just type the first two in the series, right? If you want to get serial number from 0, right? Let me say 0, 1, 2. Oh, yeah. Or let's say you want to start number from 21, 22. Okay, if you do 21, 21, to just repeat it 21 throughout. But if you do 21, 22, it will follow the series. You get it? Oh, yeah. Okay, so what about days of the week? I can have month for Monday. You get it? I can type it in full, and it doesn't have to be, it can be small letter, it can be capital letter, does not matter. I mean, see that? It can be months of the year. This is Jan for January, right? It's and I can type it in full as well, and it doesn't matter the case, right? So all these are there. All these are called autofill. Autofill. Okay. I'll come to flash fill later. Okay. Now, but look at this. Let's come back to this our formula now. So, what if, let's look at this. So this is some B9, C9, and I filled it down, and it calculated the remaining. So what has happened? B9, C9. As I'm going down, the formula is changing. Can you see? It is now B10, C10. If I come here, B11, C11. If I come here, B12, C12. If I come here, B13, C13. So take note of this, that referencing is a form of automation. It's a very small one, but it's a form of automation. So, my summation, I could have said equals 1 plus 2, right? That is it. Even if I want to use one, I can say equals sum. I'll just type 2, 2 for this one now, and I'll get my 4. But if this number changes, let's say to 10, this one has changed immediately. This one is still there because I use scalar numbers. I use scalar. It's not referencing anything, right? You get it? So reference is a form of automation. What if this one turns to -8? See that? 3 minus 8, that would be -5. Okay? It's a form of automation. So referencing is important. Okay, so when you fill down a column, don't forget this is a column, right? This is column D. When you fill downwards, your downwards, that's on one column, your row number increases by 1 as it is moving downward, but your column reference remains the same. So this is what I'm saying. B9, this is B9, yeah? B9 plus C9 is what we have here. B is a column reference, that is on column B. 9 is a row reference, that is on row 9. C9, C is a column reference, that is the number is on column C. And 9 is a row reference, that is the number is on row 9. You get it? Good. Now, as it is going down, since the column is different, the column is not shifting to the left or to the right, the row numbers begin to change. So B9, C9, here it becomes B10, C10. Here it becomes B11, C11. Here we are going to have B12, C12. Here we are going to have B13, C13. It's not looking complex, yeah? I know. Let me transpose this. So if you want to copy something and transpose it, right, you can just right click and click on transpose. Okay, I've transposed this. So row will become column, column will become row. That's what I remember matrices in mathematics, you know, as a you transpose a 2 by 3 matrix. Don't mind me. So let's say I want to add this together. Let's say I want to add this and this. Okay, 1 plus 5 is 6. So let me fill to the right. 1 plus 5 is 6, 10 plus 2 is 12, 3 minus 8 is minus 5, 4 plus 3 is 7, 5 plus 9 is 14. Look at the referencing. I'm filling in this case on a row. The row is constant. So the row reference will be the same, but the column referencing, as it is going towards the right, will be increasing by 1. So this is what I'm saying. I have G8 plus G9. I'm filling on the same row. 8 and 9 are not going to change. 8 and 9, nothing will happen to them. They will not change. See it. G9, G8 plus G9. The next one, H8 plus H9. Can you see 8 and 9 are constant throughout, right? But G is not constant because column is changing. We are on column G before. When you go to column H, it will become H8 plus H9. Next one, it becomes I8 plus I9. Next one becomes J8 plus J9. Next one becomes K8 plus K9, right? So this is autofill, and it is referencing. That is, I'm referencing a column. I calculated this 6 by referencing this and by referencing this. Then when I autofill a reference column, as it moves towards the right, the row number or the row reference would be constant, but the column reference will change as I move towards the right. And you know, one thing that people don't do in Excel, I've only seen very few people do it, if I have seen at all, is fill towards the left. But it's possible, right? I have K8 plus K9. I can grab this thing, then move towards the left like this. I'll still get my answer. Same thing, I can grab this, fill it upwards like this. So when I'm here on the same column, don't forget I mentioned that when you fill on a column, the column reference will be noticed. So this is B and C, this is B13, C13. But as I'm going up, when I was going down, the row number was increasing by 1. But now when I'm going up, the row number will be decreasing by 1. So I have B13, C13. Next one will be B12, C12, B11, C11, B10, C10, B9, C9. So I don't want you to think that this thing is 9 because we are on row 9. Okay, it doesn't have to be. Let me move it. Let's shift it. You see that? So now this is now it's still B9, C9. You see that? It's still B9, C9. And now we're on row 14. So this is B13, C13 still, right? As it is going up, it becomes B12, C12. You see that? As I move here now, it becomes B11, C11. All right. Is it clear? Is it clear? I want to move on to addressing absolute or fixed referencing. Oh, mixed referencing and variable referencing. Are we ready? Are you ready? Are we ready? Am I alone in this class? Has my people deserted me? Nobody has deserted me now.
We are here.
Now.
We are here. We are here.
Oh,
We're here, sir. We are with you, sir.
I was scared for a moment. My heart was in my mouth. I was like, what was going on? I hope network has not failed me. So what we have presently is what we have experienced so far is called variable. Simply means as we feel upward or downward, column reference, they are free to change. That is variable referencing. This is what I'm saying. Equals to, let me reference this number. This is 1, but now I was referencing B9, right? If I feel downward just one cell, it has moved down. Can you see now I have 10? This is B10. It was B9 before. I feel that it's now B10. What has happened? The row did not change. I mean, the column did not change because I filled down on the same column. But as I went down one row, the row reference changed from 9 to 10, right? At the same time, I can fill rightward. 5. It was B9 before. Now it is C9. Which means both the row and the column, they are free to change. Now, that is variable referencing. That is, your column and your row, they are free to move about the way they like. But what if I fix the column? I can fix a column or a row by just putting $sign behind it. I'll fix this column. I've put $sign behind C. So now this is 5. But this 5 now, I don't fix column. If I feel downward, see something. 2. This is 2. Initially, it was what? C9 with column fixed. Now, I feel downward. When I feel downward, the dollar would think it has achieved something. But no, it's not the dollar this time around, because whether I fix the column or not, this thing is on the same column. So nothing will happen to the column standard. But the row changed from 9 to 10. Right? And this is the 2. Now, if I feel towards right, somebody should unmute and tell me what I will have. No, Gbat, are you there? Somebody should unmute and tell me what I will have. I want to feel towards the right. Can somebody unmute and tell me what I will have?
I didn't get the question, sir.
Okay. I have C9.
Okay.
On this cell. This cell is referencing C9. Right? This is C9. That's why we have 5 here. It's referencing C9. When I feel downwards, I got 2. It became C10. Because 2 is actually under 5. That same C9, if I feel it towards the right, what will I have? What will I have?
Between 6 or 0.
You said?
I say either 6 or 0.
Why do you think it will be 6? And why do you think it will be 0?
I mean 6 because 6 is the next after 5. And 0 will come because it is not mixed reference unless we mixed reference it.
No. No. 0 is not even here at all.
I follow my strategic thoughts.
All right. Let me remove $sign. I've helped you now. If I remove $sign, this will be 6. Standard. Because the column will shift. When I move to the right, on the same row, the column will increase by 1. From C9, it becomes D9. All right? If I fix the column, fixing the column simply means, hey, column, you go nowhere. I put $sign here. I say, hey, column, you go nowhere. If I fill towards the right now, fantastic, it will be 5. 5. Because it was C9 here. Normally, it's supposed to become D9. But because I have fixed the column, I have put the $sign behind the column, I'm still going to have my C9. See that? And this is what we call mixed reference. Mixed reference because the column is fixed and the row is not fixed. So if the column is fixed, the row is not fixed, it is mixed. If the row is fixed, the column is not fixed, it is still mixed reference. Okay. Another example now. So this time around, so you've seen something now that in this example now, I fixed the column. When I fill down, the row changed because the row is free to change. It was the row reference initially was 9, now it is 10. But when I filled towards the right, it was C before. Standard, it's supposed to be D now. Right? But it remained C because I fixed the column. Dearest participant, ask a question. Somebody is raising a hand.
So I don't really understand. I understand some. I don't understand the referencing part.
All right. Let's clear the board. I've deleted everything. So I want to start with what referencing means. Referencing and autofill. So let me just say, so the way the cells are numbered, or let me say address of the cells. A cell inherits, let me say a cell is named by default. A cell is named, it's like father and mother. It's like inheriting the name of my daddy and my mommy, right? This particular cell, for example, is inside which column? Oh, Najibat, I think you should unmute so that you can be answering me as I'm talking. Please. So this cell, this all, each of these, thank you. Each of these is called cell. These are cells. Okay? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so all these are cells. Cell, like CELL, like cellulose, cell wall. These are cells. So each of these cells, if I have more than one cell, it's called a range. I can analyze more than one cell, right? This is called range. All right. Now, this particular cell, what is the name? Look at this place. This is B4.
4.
Right?
Yes.
Why is it B4? B4 because it's on column B
B.
and on row 4.
4.
What's the name of this one? You have seen it here actually. This is O12. Why O12? Because it's on column O and on what? Which row?
Row 12.
Row 12. Fantastic. Now, if I have a number here, okay, it doesn't even have to be number safe, but let's use number. Let me say I have 10 here. If I can reference this cell by just typing a formula equals to, what's the name of this cell? This is cell P4, yeah?
Yes.
Equals to B4. I'll press enter. So this is now 10. That's the reference. That is, I told Excel, assign to this cell, I mean cell F10, where we are presently, assign to this cell the value that we have in this cell. So if what is here changes, let's say it changes to 8, this will also change. Because this cell is like the sun. It needs the sun to shine. If I have 12 here, see that? It's also change. If something here is, even if it is ade, it doesn't have to be number. It's also turned to ade, right? If it is no jibat, it's also change. That is referencing primarily.
Is it possible to give a simple, sorry, maybe like a definition? Though practical fine, but I would just like if we could get like a easy or a layman definition of referencing in Excel so that one can easily go back to it and
Okay. Maybe I should stop using the name referencing because it's actually not important. Let me drop that word entirely. Let me just say it is possible for me to assign the value that is in one cell to another
to
cell.
another cell.
One, or it is possible for me to use the value in one cell in a calculation inside another cell.
Okay.
Please look at it. If you're not getting it, just don't feel like they'll be thinking I'm the only one. Just get it. So let's say I have 2 here, I have 3 here. What's the name of this cell?
D8.
Good, you get that. This D8. What's the name of this cell?
D9.
Uh-huh. All right. I can use the values in these two cells. I can use them in calculation in another cell. So I can say equals to D8 plus D9.
D9.
If I press enter, I will have 5.
Okay.
If I can pick up my word, that's what we have done is simply referencing. That if we have referenced another cell in our calculation, in this case, we are even referencing 2 cells. If what I have here changes, this will also change. That's why I said earlier that referencing is a form of automation. It's a very small form, but it is in one way or the other. Because if what is here changes, without doing anything to this one, the value will also change. I mean, 12 plus 3, 15. See, let me make this a bit light. Maybe I should increase my font. Okay. Is it bigger at your side too? So this is 12 here, this is 3 here, this is 15. What I've done is called referencing. Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you. Now, let's now look at types of referencing. Because what I've actually done here is called relative referencing. And I think that name is actually giving us problem. Let's drop the names. Now, this is 12 and 3, D8 and D9. Let me put another number here. Let's say I have 5 and 6 in this place now. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So with autofill, I can click on the bottom right corner of this cell and drag it to the next cell. I'm trying to apply the formula that I have in G8 to H8. See that? Now I have 11. What happened? Initially, on this cell, I have D8 plus D9. When you do autofill, that is when you apply the formula you have in a cell towards the right, when you fill towards the right, the row reference changes by +1. Look at it. It was D8 plus D9 before. Sorry, the column will change when I move from left to right. It was D8 plus D9 before, right? The column is moving by how many paces? 1. I'm filling from G to H. Now, the column reference of what I have in my formula will also add 1. Instead of D8 plus D9, now I'm going to have E8 plus E9. Look at this now. E8 plus E9. If I have another set of number here, let's say 9, 7. If I fill this to the right again, it will add 9 and 7 together. 6, 16. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me delete this. Let me assume they are not there. I'm trying to explain that you can, the same way you can fill to the right, you can also fill to the left if there's need for it. I have F8 plus F9. If I feel, I can still grab this bottom right corner and move it towards the left. The reference was initially F8 plus F9. If I move backward, F will become E. And now I have E8 plus D9. If I move backward again, E will become D. Now I have D8 plus D9 again. All right. Let me put another number. Let me put another set of numbers here. So let me say I have 5, 4, 8 here. Now, I've talked about moving towards the right. If I move downward, I feel downward on the same column, right? I can come downward like this. It's on the same column. In this case now, it is the row reference that will change. The column will be the same thing. I have D8 plus D9 here. When I shift downward, it will become D9 plus D10. That's what I have here. Right? Same for this. It was E8 plus E9 before. If I move down, it will become E9 plus E10. See that? This one initially was F8 plus F9. If I move downwards, it becomes F9 plus F10. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. I was now saying again, what happened here, if you notice now, moving from top to bottom, column is the same, but row is changing. From 8, 9, it moved to 9, 10. I mean, the one that was 8 turns to 9, that's plus 1. The one that was 9 turns to 10. What I have here. If I don't want the row to change, I will just put $sign in front of the row. Let me put $sign in one. Let me not put $sign in the other. Don't forget the number is the row. The alphabet is the column. So I've put $sign on this row now, and there's no $sign on this one. So I will fill this downwards. What happened? Initially it was D8 plus D9. Normally, if I fill down, it should become D9 plus D10. But see what I have? It is now D8 plus D10. Why? Because I put $sign in front of this 8. What I was telling Excel is don't let this 8 move. Let 8 be 8. The 9 can change if it wants to change, but 8 should be 8. See what I have? So an 8 remained 8. 9 became 10. Okay? This is mixed referencing. So this is an example of fixing the row. In this example here, when I fixed towards the right, it was the column that changed from D8, D9, it became E8, E9. Then F8, F9. I can fix the column. So let me fix one column as well. Okay, since I've fixed the row here, let me fix this column so that this one will not become obsolete. Let me put $sign here. So I have fixed this 9. So look at it now. I have 8 plus D9. But this D9, yeah, I have fixed this column. By the time I fill to the right now, this D that is not fixed will become E. This D that is fixed will remain D. See that? Now we have D9 plus D9. Sorry, ES plus D9. What happened? This D that was not fixed has turned to E. This D that was not fixed has turned to E. And this D that was fixed has remained D. If I fill again, this D will still be there because it was fixed. Good example. Another example. Let's do multiplication table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say 10. Let's do table 10. Let's do table 10. This is not important, right? This is just me doing a fizz. All the HBA. All right. This is multiplication table 10. Okay. So I want to do 1 times 1. But I don't want to be doing equals to 1. You know, I can do equals to 1 times 1. I get 1. This place is 1 times 2. I say equals to 1 times 2. And I get 2. I can say equals to 1 times 3. And I get 3, etc. But we don't want that, right? So I can say equals 1 times 1. And that is 1. Then I can fill it. Ooh. Not nice. Yeah. Because I know, I don't know so much mathematics, but I know, right, that 10 times 1 is not 3 million. It's 3 million. Huh? It's 3 million, 3.6 million. My mathematics is at least good enough to make me know that 10 times 1 is not 3 million plus. But what has happened? Let us see the reference and how it works. This is at variable level. If I click this place now, can you see these are RVs? What I have here is D16 times E15. Okay, Najibat, please unmute. Please.
Okay, I'm
Good. So if I shift to the right now, if I fill this thing to the right, what do you think will be the formula for this place? What do you think will be the formula here? This is D16 times E15.
Okay.
When I fill to the right, is it the column that will change or the row that will change? Or if I can put it in layman words, is it the alphabet that will change or the number that will change?
If you fill it to the right.
Yeah, like this. If I fill towards the right like this. The original formula is D16 E15. D16
Okay.
times E15. If I fill towards the right, is it the number? When I say number, I mean 16 and 15. Is it the number element that will change or the alphabet? Alphabet is D and E. Which one will change if I fill towards the right?
Wait. You mean if you fill towards the right,
Yes.
and the normal formula is D16 times E15.
Yes.
Which is automatically D16 times E15.
So which one will change? Is it this thing that will change? Will the next formula be E16 times 15 or D17 times E16? Which one of the two?
The next formula will be the the first one is D15. D16 times
E15. I now
So
feel towards the right.
We fulfill towards the right.
Yeah.
The next one should be The next one should be D17. Next one should be D, that same D16 times.
Okay.
Hey. Next one should be that same D.
So wait, first thing first, we are filling on the same row.
Yeah, same row.
First thing first, let me help you.
The
Row
alphabet
element
change.
is not
The
changing.
alphabet will change. Yes, the alphabet
Yeah.
will change.
Yeah. So
So
it
we
will now
should be
become what?
F16.
Yes.
Yes.
E16, F15. Next one will
Yes.
be F16, G15.
Yes.
The numbers will not change throughout because we are operating on the same row. Now, but you know what we are actually interested in before we even talk about Excel? What we're interested in is we want to use this one that is here to multiply all this number. That is, when we are here, we want to do this 1 times this 2. When we are here, we want to do 3 times 1. When we are here, we want to do 8 times 1. When we are here, we want to do 10 times 1. That's what you want, right?
Yes.
But as when we got here, look at what has happened. As this one is moving, this one that's supposed to be 1, it has also moved.
Okay.
So what can we now do to ensure that this 1, which is D16, this D16, what can we do to ensure that the column for this one does not change? This D16 can this 16 become E16, it has moved. As at this point now, it has become G16. But we don't want that D here to change. We just fix D so that D does not change.
Okay.
And if I feel now, you see now that it's correct now. Because anywhere we are, this one will still be here, and this one can keep moving. So the same thing applies here now. So here now, same thing. I want to multiply all this number by this number. I don't want the row of E15 to change, so I'll fix the row. And if I fill this down now, see what I have. Then I can now fill everything towards the right, and I will have my number 100. Let me fill again. Okay. That is it. That is it. Does anybody have any question? We are due for a break. Does anybody have any question? Hello, Henny. Are you there? Hello, Henny.
I'm
How are
here.
you?
Good.
So how far? Are you getting this?
Yes, I
These are
am.
still basic, these are still elementary. So this thing is actually very elementary. But even me, I know it can be confusing. Okay, so peradventure there's somebody in this class who feel he or she doesn't understand this. Number one, there is going to be video you can always watch. That's one. Number two, you can always reach out to me. Number three, this is not the alpha and omega in data analytics. Okay, you might not know this and still be very good, right? So please don't give up. Don't give up too soon. I needed to say it. It's just 1.5 hours into the training, right? I needed to say it. But then it's something very simple, very basic. But if you intend to write complex formulas in Excel, going forward, you want to create some really good templates to solve some problems, trust me, you would need this. Even beyond data analytics, it can just be some simple office works that you need spreadsheets to create some templates. You would need these types of referencing. You will need it. All right, guys. So let's go for a break. This is 2:29 by my watch. Let's assume that's 2:30, right? Let's do 10 minutes. By 2:40, we'll be back. As we are going out now, I'm going to send to our emails our assessments for this short part of the training. This very 1.5 hours that we have used, I will send it to our email boxes. Please open it and attempt it. If you get what you okay, I wanted to see how you have a gift then, so that we don't become desperate. Just attempt it based on your understanding, okay? It's okay to open your Excel to try some things if you have to. It's fine. In fact, it's okay to use Google as long as you're applying your mind. It's fine. but then please attempt it. So by God's grace, we'll come back to 40. Then we'll stretch it to 4 p.m. Thank you, guys. I'll see you 2:40. You don't need to exit the call, but you can exit if you have to, but I don't think you need to. All right. Thank you. Okay, so while we wait for others to join, okay, let me look at our responses. Oh, fantastic. I think I've seen 4 people. I hope I'm not sharing my screen. You know. Oh. Okay. I've seen 5 responses so far. No, this time. What's this? Yeah. All right. I'm still waiting for our responses to the assessment. Hmm.
Wait, you sent the assessment?
Oh, yes. Immediately we left the class, I sent it.
I didn't get an email.
Name, please.
Nojibat.
Ah,
I didn't get any mail. I even kept I kept refreshing because I was thinking, okay, maybe network. But it's but at the end of the day, I just felt like, okay, maybe you're not ready to send it.
I sent it immediately. I'm sorry. Let me check.
Okay. It's not going to work. Maybe you should just send to my WhatsApp or something.
Including me, I didn't see anything. No.
Who is that? Madu?
Caleb. No, not Madu. I got it.
No, Caleb, you already done your assessment. Did your assessment in the morning now. Or you want to do it twice? Did it in the morning. But I can still send it though. I've resent it to you now. Okay, it is 2:45.
I've seen it now. Like, you just entered now.
Okay, so let's wait still for 5 minutes then. Oh, okay. Cannot even do it twice now. I sent it to you again, but cannot actually do it twice. I've already done it once. Can only submit once.
Yes, I've seen it. I can't attempt it.
Yeah,
So I've already scored my score.
Yes.
But I didn't know now. I didn't know there was class tomorrow. So that was Ujuru from Google
and the host.
Okay. Change 0. Fixed. Okay, let me share my screen and let's prepare for a review before we move on. Oh. I sent some files to the group some days ago. Please open store lookup if you have it. Open store lookup. Operator still just okay. I think for this class, yeah, we can leave it. I just want to avoid. Okay, I'll just type some names. Okay. Question. Okay, somebody else has submitted. Oh, I'm looking. Okay. A lot of people did not do this thing. No. A lot. Though. Why? Why? Okay, send another response. Okay. Okay, get it. So most people actually got this. 10 responses, one response. Out of 12 responses, I think this control home is a question that most people got correctly. This one, 7 people got it. This tab. And then 9 people got this one, this obsolete. 7 people got this. 7, 8 got this. 8 got this. 9 got this. 4. So this is a question that failed the most. We want to copy a formula and have it apply to different cells or keep one cell constant. What type of reference should you use? Apparently, a lot of people selected absolute. It's all right, guys. Time has gone so fast. Okay, so let's move. So I believe you can see my screen. Please confirm.
Yes, I can see your screen, sir.
All right. So now, what is the shortcut key to move the cursor to the beginning of the worksheet? I think we have the answers already, though, so I would not spend so much time here because of our time. So that is Control Home. Which key allows you to move the cursor from one side to the right? I mentioned this, that if you use arrow key, arrow can go left, can go right, can go up, can go down. But a key that can only, you press it, goes one cell towards the right, that is tab. If you want to move back, you use shift tab. You want to go down, enter. Enter will go down to the next cell, and then shift enter will go up. Take to go up. Instead of if you press shift enter, it goes up. If you press enter, it goes down. Tab goes right, shift tab goes left. What's the absolute reference of A1? I think almost everybody got this. Is there anyone that did not get this? No. Okay, I think like 2 people. What's the type of reference required if you want to copy a formula and have it applied to different cells? That's relative. That's relative. What's the relative reference for cell this? You know, we're going to do this A1. What's the mixed reference for cell A1? From cell B2, mixed. This is the mixed. If you want to keep the column constant and change row, what type of reference should you use? That's mixed. Column absolute, row relative. Because it is the row you want to be changing. Then if you want to copy a formula and have it applied to different cells, but keep one cell constant, what type of reference should you use? You should use mixed reference. Okay. Let me check this. All right. Let me check if this increased. This is still 4. I know this would probably be 11 at this Control Home. No, it's not this. Yeah, 11 responses. Most of us got that one correctly. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. So let's review some functions. So we're moving to text cleaning. I mean, data cleaning. Okay, so for today, let us review cleaning text. Right, let's look at some formulas you can use to make your text look okay. Right, so let's look at formula like len, mid, right, proper, lower, upper, search, okay, concatenate. Then again, okay, let's leave this. Let's leave it like this. Okay, so let me copy some stuff from here for us to make use of. All right, let's just use this. It's really, let's use more data. Let me increase my font to 170. Let me delete this. Let me delete this as well. Okay, I would delete this too. All right. So what I want to do now, so I have this. Okay. Let me make this capital P. And then let me make this small a. Charles Isaiah. Joseph Yobo. Okay, let me leave it this way. All right, so I want to review these functions. What do they do? Len is used to get the length of a text. Mid is used to extract a part of a text from the middle, right? Right used to extract part of a text. Okay, I didn't even put left. From the end. Let me add left here. Insert, shift down, left. So this is from the, let me say from the left hand side, LHS, on the left hand side. Proper to capitalize first word, lower to use small letters, upper to use all caps, search to find the location of a character in a string of text. Concatenate to join. Okay. So now, let's do one by one. Let's start from len, right? So len is used to find the length of a character. I mean, of a text. So I say and I told you, formulas always starts with equals to. So I say equals to len. So when you are typing any function in Excel, you don't need to type everything. Once you type the first one, check if Excel has completed it for you. I type the second one. This is len right here. Just tab out. Tab out. What I mean is just press tab. You press tab, you find that Excel would complete writing the formula for you. Then it will open a parenthesis for you after completing it, right? Then after that, it's going to write the parameters that you need. That is the input that you need to give to that function to work effectively. Is going to give you it's going to give you a list of what you need and then the names. So for this len function, for example, you would see that what's required is only text, just one thing, text, right? It's only text that is required. And what's the text that I want to find the length? This is the text, right? Theophilus Adewale. So it has 18 characters. Can somebody help me count? Is this incorrect? If I say Theophilus has, okay, Theophilus is long. Can somebody count Joseph Yobo? Is it true that Joseph Yobo has 11 characters?
No, that's 10.
Good. All of them are +1, +1, +1, +1, +1, +1. Okay, let me add one here. Good. 3. So, what you did not count is the space between Joseph and Yobo. So, the space between Joseph and Yobo is also a character. So, take note. The space between Joseph and Yobo is also a character. And that is why it is 11. Kanu, Dangote, Kanu is 4. Dangote is 7. 4 plus 7, it should be 11. But there's a space between them that makes it 12. Okay. So that is length. So length function is if you want to know the length, right? You want to know the length of a text, use length function. So the next one, okay. Let's use left. Okay, let's use lower. You say equals lower. Text is what is remaining. Before you do that, it should tell you what it does. See, Before you open the parenthesis, you convert all letters in a string to lowercase. So to tell you what that function does, so if I type out and I click on the text, it's done everything to small letters. Yeah, and it has done it. Okay. It's... I think I would want to move this down. So that's okay. So I can delete this place in peace. All right, so lower, you see what it has done. If I use upper, what does it do? Look at it. It converts a text string to all uppercase letters. If I tab out, if I click this now, see now everything is now capital letters. Oh, better say sorry. Or I prefer the input to be this before. It's the same thing. Okay. So that's it. Right. What if I use proper? So what proper does is that it capitalizes the first letter because proper. See what it does? It converts a text string to proper case, the first letter in each word to uppercase, and all other letters to lowercase. So Theophilus will become capital T, the remaining small, and capital A, the remaining small. Okay, sorry, is this right? Now, let me go to search. So when you use search, you use search function to know the position of a particular character. So now, for example, let me say equals search. I want to search for T. That is find text. Within which text? Within this text. Right? Let me present that. 1. It says is 1. What if I fill down? Value. It means there's no T in those ones. Dangote, T is number 11. Don't forget the entire length is 12. Right? Right. But what if I search for space? So if you want to use space, it doesn't even have to be search. Any function you are dealing with, to use space in Excel, just open. When I was searching for T, I open quotation mark and I close it. I put T within between. Same thing, if I'm searching for space, I'll open the quotation mark and close it. And I'll just put a space between them, right? And I'll close it. So look at it. Theophilus, I mean, space in Theophilus Adewale is number 11. That is the entire length of character for Joseph Yobo, including the space. So this is it. Okay, from what we have done, if I want to find the length of the first name, how do you think I can find it? From all that we have done now, if I want to find the length, this is the length of the whole name. This is 18. This is the position of space. That is where space is in this name like this. This is where space is, number 11. How can I, with what is on everything that is on the screen, how can I find the length or the first name out of all these things? Who can help us? Just an idea. Just bring an idea. You don't need to calculate. We're not calculating it. Just give us an idea.
I didn't get the question.
All right. This is my name, Theophilus Adewale. Yeah, this is a name. I want to find the length of the first name, the length of Theophilus. How many characters is Theophilus? How many characters is Charles? How many characters is Olumide? How many characters does Joseph have? And how many characters does Kanu have? So what do you think I can do? How can I extract the length of the first name? What I already have, I have the position of space. I believe all of us followed when we are doing this one, this how to use search function to know the position of different characters in a particular text. So the example I first used was search for T. So if I search for T, look at it, it's 1 for Theophilus because there's T there. If I feel for others, there's nothing there. Look at it. These 3, they don't have T, and then that's how you have value. For Theophilus, let's say what's the position of O? That would be 4. Theo. O is number 4. And I said, okay, same way we can search for space. Right. And I press enter. And I fill this down. So what we have on the screen now is the position of space. So in Theophilus Adewale, the space between Theophilus and Adewale is the 11th character. The space between Charles and Isaiah is the number 8 character. The space between Olumide and Ajagunbade is also number 8 character. The space between Joseph and Yobo is the 7th character. The space between Kanu and Dangote is the 5th character. How can I know the number of characters that I have in each of those first names? How can I calculate it from here? Don't you think if I remove 1 from them, I will get the length? Like this one, just remove 1. Right? So Theophilus is 10. Kanu is 4. Joseph is 6. Olumide is 7. Olumide Ajagunbade is also 7. Charles is 7. Olumide is 7. Theophilus is 10. 10 characters. 10 characters. Is it clear? Do you get that? Do you get that?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, it's clear.
All right. So how can we find the length of the last name? How can we get the length of the last name? I have the position of the space. And I have the full length of the character. So if you look at it, you will realize that the length of surname, look at the name now, it is going to be the full length of the name minus position of the space because the last name is everything after the space. So if I say equals to, I'll pick what I have inside length, then I'll say minus what I have inside search. So Adewale is 7, of course. Isaiah is also 7. Sorry, Isaiah that I have it. Okay, Isaiah is actually 6. Ajagunbade is 11. Joseph Yobo is 4. Kanu Dangote is 7. Right? So from this now, I can use left function to extract the first name and use right function to extract the last name. Right? So I can say equals left. Look at the parameters. So left function is used to extract a certain number of characters from the left-hand side of a text. Okay? So let's say I want to extract it from here. Theophilus Adewale here. I put a comma. How many texts do I want to extract? To be the length of first name. And that's Theophilus. I can feel it. This is Charles. This is Olumide. This is Joseph. This is Kanu. Right. I can use right to extract the surname. I say equals right. Then I'll click here, I'll put a comma. Number of characters is name of last name. All right. So that's how to use left and right. Is there any question? Is there any question? All right. So let's move on. So, what if I want to join? What if I want to join? Concatenate. You have your first name separately. You have your right name first name separately from your right from your last name. How do you join them together to form full name? And do equals to concatenate. Pick the first text, put a comma, pick the second text, press enter. And if you notice there's no space between them. So I can just say, okay, after the first name, I want a space. Space, I put a quotation marks, I press space, I close the quotation mark. I put a comma. So in this case, now I'm joining three texts together. Press enter. If you notice now, there's no space between Theophilus and Adewale. And I can fill this down. This is what I will have. There's another way to do it. That's if you use ampersand. 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 So I'll just say equals to, what do I want to join? I want to join this name and this name, and I want to put a space between them. So I'll say equals to this. What's the next thing I want to join to it? That is a space. So I'll put the space. So this is the space that I want to join. Then I'll put another ampersand. Then the last name. It's better than concatenate.
Okay, wait, sorry. In the concatenate, you added, instead of the and, in concatenate, it was just a space, having or comma.
Equals to comma, yes. Just separate them with comma. Concatenate is a function. What's the first thing I want to join? That's the first name. After the first name, what should follow it? That is a space.
Space. Yes.
After the space, what do you want? The last name.
The last name, okay.
Then you have this. But instead of typing concatenate, then blah blah blah, you can use ampersand equals to the first text, ampersand, a space, ampersand, the last name.
Okay. Okay. That's the reason why I said the ampersand is better, because you don't have to type the entire concatenate.
There's no function there. Yeah, just use ampersand. Okay. So let's take an example. Let's say you are creating a template, right? Let's do a template. Let's say the call we just finished now, right? Let's say we have the name of participant, then we have the score. Okay, so we have Nojibat, Theo, Madu, Caleb. Oh yeah. Oh. Be like this. Okay, so this is over 40, right? I don't know what this called. Okay, so this is just a guess, okay? So let's just say 30, 15, 25, 20, 40, 10. Okay. This thing costs 5. Of least it's just an example. All right, so let's say I want to write something here that would display the score of the person that scored the highest, and another one to display the score of the person that scores the lowest. Right? So I can just say there are two ways. This is me doing the templates, but I think the first one is better. I can say equals to, or better is the first thing. Let me do something here. What? How can I know the person that's called highest? You know, I can use max function. We are not here yet. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We are coming. We are coming. We are coming. But let me quickly do this. Max. Max actually knows the maximum. And the mean gives you the minimum number in a series, right? Good for them. So I can say equals to the the highest score. Okay, so I will make this a string. So to start with quotation marks, the highest score is, I'll put a space, is, I'll put ampersand. The highest score is this and this. Look at this. Highest score is 40. Another one, the lowest score is, I'll close this, I'll put an ampersand, I'll click this. The highest score is 40, the lowest score is 10. If I want to write it together, right, you know it's possible. Let me leave it like this. Somebody's raising a hand.
Yeah, it was me. No,
Okay.
I went to memory lane when you use the mass function, and I want to ask question that I know I jump a lot like Gaza. I want to ask question that if is it H lookup or S lookup can be used to extract the name of those people that have the highest score?
Name. Oh,
Yes.
you'll be wasting X lookup and H lookup like that now. Let's extract it here. I will just use index and match. Index and match. Right?
Yeah, that's advanced.
It's not advanced. So I can just say equals to index. So when I want to use index, you have to select the array, then give you the row number and the column number. So this is my array. Or better still, let me start here. I can start here. This is the array. What's my row number? How will I know the row number? Row number will be the position of Dick's score here. So row number is match. Lookup value is this. And the lookup array is this. And I want exact match. I'll close this. And the column number is 1. I'll close this. See that? 40. Right. I can fill it down, although it might be wrong. Then, yeah, it's correct. Although there's a slight difference. This is J29, this is J28. Okay. Then this is J29, but then J21 to J26 is the table. So let me just change back to J21 to J26. It has left something out. And I'm fine. Look at it. Let's change the score. So let's say somebody just make the highest score will change and the name will change. Lowest score, let's say the lowest score suddenly changed to. So see that highest score is 200. I can put another ampersand. The highest score is 200 by another ampersand. Okay, before then, let me put a space here. By this guy, by this. Like the highest score by is this another ampersand bracket by, okay, I use colon by, close the bracket, ampersand this. So we can make this really dynamic. What if this changed to 2? Very interactive. But let's go on. It was concatenate we were doing before we got here. It's a distraction. Okay. So I was Really? Why I came here was just to show us what we can use concatenate to do, right? And I said you don't even need to type the concatenate, you can just use ampersand to achieve it. So this is actually very dynamic. Guess what? The table does not even have to be here. It can even be somewhere hidden, right? It can be somewhere hidden. And then these ones can be on top in a more conspicuous place. So that's the way it works. So we have seen a lot of text. I've seen some text from, we have seen left, we have seen right, we have seen left, proper, lower, upper, search, concatenate. So we have not done trim and mid. All right, let's go. Look at this. Okay. Look at this. How can Tio Ige be 14 characters? How can Caleb Adex be 12? Winda Ida be 11? Winda Ida looks correct. Who can tell me what went wrong? What's wrong here? I used length function to find the length of the characters, and it's telling me that Tio Ige is 14 characters. Is that possible? Is that even possible? Is that even possible? But look at something. Let me do that another now. Equals to len, trim, and this. What's the difference? It's still len. Everything is len function. I just put trim inside, right? And I can feel this, and everything is good now. So what trim function does, it removes trailing spaces. Trim function helps you remove trailing spaces. It helps you remove trailing spaces. For example, this is actually what went wrong. Theo here has many spaces. So you notice that this 14 will also become 8 now. I've removed the space manually. This Adex, this Caleb Adex, it also has a lot of trailing spaces in between. You see, it's also 10 now. And knowing that is 11, this one is fine. So trim function removes trailing spaces. Text functions can be wrapped together, just like I did here. It can be wrapped. You can wrap text functions together. Like, look at this. And in this way, I put len, I put trim. I can still put, instead of len, right? I can put proper. See that? It will trim it, and it will still make it. To trim it, and it will still do the other functions. To evaluate the two functions. So the way functions work in Excel is to first trim, then it will do proper. And if you like, actually, you can do it other way around. What I mean is you can put trim outside and put proper inside. Still get the same thing. So proper can be as trim inside, and trim can be as proper inside. Anyone. And there are still other text functions that can be applied. Okay. Like proper, trim, and I can still put left to extract something, right? So like here, I'll just put comma 4. Close the bracket. Yeah, how many characters did I extract? Oh yeah, I should trim before I extract. So what happened here? It actually extracted spaces. Okay, so I'll put my left here. Then I'll put my trim here. Oh yeah. So I'll trim first. before I extract 4 characters. I'll put enter. See now. Now I'm fine. I can do the same thing here. So now I've combined 3 formulas. I mean 3 functions on one task. All right. Okay, let's go. No time wasting. Let's move. So, like I said, mid 08060135086. I want to split it into, okay, let me say +234. Okay. I want to extract the country code. I want to extract the state code or area code. And I want to extract the subscriber's number. All right. I want to auto fit my cells here. So I'll do Alt H O I. Right. So let me say this is phone number. I also use something here, Alt HBA, Alt HBT. Okay. Oh, fantastic. Thank you, guys. Okay. Country code, of course, this already, left. So, I can click on this. The number of characters is 4. Area code is the mid. I want to extract the next 3 characters from the middle. After 234, that's 806. I want to extract it. So say equals mid. What's the text? Where is the text that I want to extract something from? This is it. Then start number. Where do I want to start? From which character do I want to begin to extract my numbers? So that would be 8 on top of 8, right? So that is 2, 3, 4, 8. 8 is number 5, if I'm correct. Then I want 3 characters. 806. Then the last, I say equals right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the characters.
Just go back a bit slower, please.
Okay, so from where do you want me to start from?
Just that area code where you did meet that meet.
All right, you
function.
got the country code. This left part.
Yes.
All right. So I'll delete this. So area code, I want to do mid. I say because the area code is at the middle. So this is my assumption that we all know the country code. That's 806. That is the next 3 digits after the country code is the area code. Then the last one, 60135086. This is the subscriber's number. All right. So area code, I'll say equals mid. Text. Where's the text that I want to extract something from? This is it. I've clicked it. Don't forget, this is referencing, right? So I'll put a comma, start number. Since I want to extract something from the middle, we need to make Excel know where to start from. My country code is 4 characters. If I count plus, I'm using +2, 3, 4. Plus is 1. 2, that's the second character. 3 is the third character. 4 is the fourth character. Then the 8 is the 5th character. So start number is 5. Then I'll put a comma. Number of characters. So after it has started, how many characters do I want to bring back? This is 3. I need 3 characters at the middle. I need 3 characters starting from the 5th character. Then the subscriber number is right. That is from which text? This one. Right? Put a comma. Number of characters. How many characters am I extracting from the rear? Don't forget 60806 is fixed 0. So I'm starting from 13506. 135086. That is 6 characters. So I'll put 6. You can close the bracket. But if it is only one bracket that is opened, Excel can close it for you. If you have more than one bracket opened, you cannot press enter. But if it is only one, whether you close it or not, Excel will close it. Let me go back there. You see that it has closed. Excel has closed it. If it is only one character,
Your
Excel will close it.
interface is not much showing it.
You said? What did you say?
I said I can see it now.
Oh, beautiful. All right, so that's mid. Right. So now, let's go do another example, right? So plus 2, 3, 4, 7, 0, 3, 5, 6, 7, 0, 9, 1, 2. Okay, I'll make it a text. You can make number text by, look at what this thing is showing. I don't want it. There are two ways you can deal with this. You can make this number, then remove the decimal places here. But I kind of think I would not mind if the plus will go too. So I will just make this a text. So I will begin it with a one single apostrophe. So that's when you make number text that way, you see this green part at the top left corner. And when you click this, you can see convert to number here. So it can go like this. So I can highlight all this and fill them, and we are fine. So just in case you have many of it to do, so you're working on something, then you have plenty work like this. You just write the formula there. There we go. All right. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Has somebody done that? Does somebody want to practice that? Or I should continue? Has somebody practiced that? Or it doesn't matter? Should I continue? You have captured. Mr. Caleb. Uchichi, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm there, sir.
All right. Do you want us to continue? Is that fine?
Yes, let's continue.
Yes, we can
All right.
continue.
So let's go to number formats. Or better, let's do small things. Let me do things that will not bother us today, right? The class is extended already. Okay. Let me name this. Let me move to another place. Oh, fantastic. Let me resave this as something else. So start lookup up. Excel July afternoon. Okay. So let's move to another. So let me come to basic number operations. All right, so let's look at the very small ones. Sum, average, mode, median, max, mean, large, small, rank, sum product, sum if, sum ifs, count A, count blank, count if, count ifs, average ifs. Which one again? Okay, let me do it like this. So let me go by the way of listing our names again. Name. Let me just say region, right? Then let me say age. And account balance. So let me put serial number. Okay, so name. I'm here, of course. Madu is here. Caleb is here. Uchechi is here. Enye is here. Eniola is here, of course. Okay, Najibat. Najibat is here. If you are here and I'm not actually signify. Ife is here. That will be all. Ife Charles. Okay, region. I don't know region, so to pardon me. So let me just say southwest. At least I know my own. Madu is most likely from southeast. I'm not sure, but I think it's southeast.
Atakuma
It
Southwest.
was my own. I don't know. It was not so much like a southwest person. I mean, yeah, same thing. Enola. I think Enola don't establish though, but it's okay. I think it's from North Central. I think so. I'm not sure, but I think it's a thought. Let's take it like that. Okay. Age. Okay, so this one does not really matter. All of us are, let's assume all of us are above 30. Let's just assume. Except Uchichi. No, Uchichi. No. She's my other sister.
Father Lord. Father Lord.
Oh, master.
Who is your master? I mean,
Master.
how did you see master?
For that age,
Okay.
I think round between can give it automatic, isn't it?
Rank, that's not rank. That's, you can use run between.
No, round between.
Yeah, I can
Round
say
between.
bottom. Okay, so I want the least person to be 30. I want the max one to be 40. Okay, then I can fill it down. So these are random numbers. You can copy it and paste it as values. Then the account balance. Okay, let's also use run between. So this one now is, you start from radio station 104.5. We end it at 100 million. Give me a good number. Thank you. You can't give everybody a good number. All right, I can put comma separator. So all of us are actually having between 44 and 65 million, that kind of thing. Yeah. All right, now, so serial number, let's say 1, 2, up to this now. So this is a table. So let's work with this. All right, if you want me to put this in the class so that maybe you want to do the same thing, let me put it on the group. You can just copy it, put it in your Excel, then let's work. I hope it's not there as text, as image. Sorry, this is image now. Excel, why they do like this? Okay, another option. I can actually use this in call message. This would work. So you can copy from here. All right. So let's move. So let's start from the basic ones, right? Let's go. So if I want to find the total account balance, I can use auto sum. On your Excel dash home page, you would see something here. That's auto sum. If I click this now, can you see? To give me the sum.
Complex.
do it. You can press Alt equals to Alt. You hold the Alt this time around. It's not the one that. It's not the kind of shortcut we were doing before. You press Alt and you hold it. Then you press equal to. You press equal to. So that is it. Right. So that's auto sum. You can also do it for average like that. See now. This is the average account balance. So the average person out of the 8 of us have 65 million. So you guys can actually send me money. So I can say total account balance. What's the total account balance? I can say that is equals to sum of what? Sum of all this. That is it. So we know how to use sum already. So what about average age? Like what's the average age in this class? And I can say equals to average. Press tab. Or if you don't want to press tab, you can just type average completely. Then you open your brackets by yourself. But if you can save some time and effort, why not? So select all the numbers. It will write it for you here. Instead of typing G5 column G12, just select it. It will type the number for you. Press enter. So the average age here is 34. Is that true? How would I myself? Okay, average age is 34. What's the maximum? Maximum account balance. No. Maximum age. Then you see equals max. This is the number. Press enter. That's 96,000 million. And I knew this and I don't establish. You 638. I knew now. I actually knew. What about the okay, sorry, this maximum account balance. Right? So let's say minimum age. So who's the youngest among us? Min. Select all the numbers. Press enter. The youngest is 30 here. Congrats, guys. Okay, what is this? What was the second youngest? Who's the second youngest? That's after the minimum age, right? What's the age that is a little bit higher than that? So you can say equals to small. So let me use small to find minimum. So if you want to use small to find minimum, you can say equals small. Array. Array simply means like a table, a group of numbers. What I called range at that time. It can be an array, especially when it has rows and columns. So age, so this is the array right here. Put a comma. Then it's asking you K. K is talking about the position of what you are looking for. Smallest now. The smallest is 1. Smallest, that is, if you rank them based on how small they are. What's the position of the smallest number? That's 1. So the smallest age is 30. You see that. So if you want to find the next youngest now just say equal small. What's the array again? This is the array. Then I'll put a comma. What's my kid? What's my kid this time around? Nobody's following?
2.
Thank you. So next smallest is 31. What about the oldest in class? So I say equals, I can use max, yeah? And this is all the age. 39. I can use large to find it as well. Large. I select everything, comma 1. So next oldest thinker. Next oldest age. If there's anything like that, so I just equals large. I select all the age, comma 2. So the next person is 30. What about the person that is next to that one? Just say equals large. Select all the array. Then you press comma 3. You get that? So on and on and on and on and on like that. So now let's do something. So how many people are on the list? See something here. I say equals count. Pay attention. And I select, if I'm using this to count, see what I have, 8. What if I use another parameter for the count? Let's see if I use this. This will give me 0. Yeah. Now, let's assume one age is missing. I talked about missing value the other time, right? So let me say still count, okay? Count. 7. So I've used count 3 times. And they have given me different answers. So what you can deduce from this is that when you use count function only counts numbers. Count function, it only counts numbers. Count function only counts numbers. Count function only counts numbers. It does not count blank. That's why this one was 8, because there are 8 numbers. This one was 7, because there are 7 numbers. There's a blank. And this one was 0, because there's no even number here at all. Get that? But what if I have count A? Count A. Look at it. If I use count A here, 8. Count A. Also 8. Now look at the last one. Count A. Here, it will give me 7. What can you deduce? Count A can count number. It can count text, but it does not count blank. So we want to know the number of blank that you have. You use count blank. Count blank, and this one will give you 1. So if you want to know total count on a list, you can simply use count blank plus count A, right? So that is it. But if you are working on something and you just want to know the count of what you are dealing with, I can just select from the top, right? Or I can just select this. I'll see the count here. If I'm dealing with numbers, I will not just see the count, I will see the sum and I'll see the average. Sum will be here, average will be here, count will be here. You get it? All right. How many people are there? There are 8. Okay. How many people are from Southwest? What's the number of people from Southwest? So here now I will use count if, because there's a condition. I don't want to know the general count now. I want to count with a condition. So I say equals to count if
Please, I want to know, is it my network?
it's
No,
not your
it's not.
network. It is not, it's definitely not your network. All right, so what happened was that I'm out of power. I think I would have probably loved to maybe use the generator, but I think we are almost at the end of the class. So I think if there are questions, I should answer questions here, and then it might be a convenient point to end the class. I will send the recording, then I will send our class activities. So I think we can use the remaining 10 minutes to interact.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. All right, but at least can I complete my thoughts? So I think, Caleb, can you share your screen? I believe you have. I believe you have the data.
I am not with my system.
I
System is dead.
am not with my system. System is dead. Oh, fantastic! Who has system? Najibat, are you with your system?
No, I'm using my phone right
No,
now.
I'm using my phone right now. What? All of us are using phone. Why?
Because because I just feel comfortable
Why
on my
now? Uchechi, what about you?
I use my phone.
I use my phone. Ah, no. This is wrong. You cannot be using phone now.
But I have my laptop
What
here.
about I have my laptop here. Oh, all right. So can you allow us complete the thought before we go at least? You
Is
have
it?
the data in the. Is your laptop up?
It is on, but
It is on, but
I just have to
what's
like
the
start
challenge? I just
making
want to
some.
like start
No, I had
making
to
some.
format it
No,
for
I
the
have to
Power BI
format it
stuff,
for
so I
the
have
Power BI stuff. So I have
to start doing some other stuff.
all right, there's no issue. No issue. All right. Okay, let me share screen from there.
No, I was asking if I had my laptop.
Hold on. Oh, beautiful. Fantastic. Okay. That's right. Uh. I'm here. Oh, okay, so I believe you can see my screen. Okay, let me get to the messages. Am I copying anything? Name. Okay, let me use four names. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so let me see. This is the region. So we have Southwest. Okay, let's say we have North Central. We have Southwest, and we have Southeast. So how many people are from Southwest? Let's do count if. So I say equals to if. What's the range? Range is C4.
to C7, right? Seems there's a challenge with that. This is the range. C4 to C7. I'll put a comma. Then let's say, what's the criteria? The criteria is southwest. I can click this. I'll close the bracket. I'll press enter. So there are two people from southwest. So if I can actually continue with the example we were doing, let's do it. Okay. So let's say I have E here. Let me increase it. I have F here. These are names of participants in this class, right? I don't want to start typing so much. So let's say here I have North Central. Here I have Southwest. Here I have Southeast. Here I have Northwest. Right? So let me extend this formula. So instead of these, let me extend this to this place. And if I press enter now, no, if I press enter now, now I have three. Now I have three Southwest actually. 1, 2, 3. So if you look at my formula, you see that if you want to use count if, the first thing you do is that you, of course, type the formula, then you put the range. In this case, the range of data where I want to find my condition is here. That is on column C, where I have my region. Then the condition is, I use C4 as my condition, which is southwest. You don't have to put C4 as the condition. Look at it, what I'm saying. It's easy for me to say my condition is actually southwest. I can put southwest inside quotation marks. I will still be fine, right? Let's do for north central. So the way I was explaining it, I can just click north central on this list and it will work. We'll be fine. North central is 2. We have to north central on the list. If you notice, we have B is north central. Also, E is also north central, right? Okay. But apart from that, if I don't want to write it this way, like I was explaining now, I can also just type, open the quotation mark, put NC inside, close it, and we'll still be fine. But this is case sensitive, and you must make sure you are typing the right thing. For example, let me type NC, capital N small c, close the bracket, and this. I still have my 2. Okay. But what if I make a mistake? Let's say instead of S, I type North Central. Apparently, don't have anything like that. Okay. So let's put a age, or better still, let's say account balance. So let's say 50. Don't worry, it's in millions. 40. Be happy for your neighbor if your neighbor has more money. Um, 34. Sideways, okay. 88. And then these, let's say 100. Let's just assume. Okay. So what's the total? If I want to say, okay, what's the total account balance? What's the total amount? What's the sum of the account balances for everybody in Southwest? So that is sum if. Count if was when I was counting. Count if I was counting. Sum if is addition. Okay, so I can say equal to sum if. Okay. Now, if you notice now there are two range in sum if. There's one, it said range. Then the next thing it said criteria. Then the next thing says sum range. So the first range is known as your criteria range. That is, where is the range where you want to pick your criteria from? My criteria, since I'm looking for account balance in Southwest, this is my criteria. My criteria is here, right? So where my criteria is found, that's my criteria range. So I'll select here. This is where I want to pick my criteria from. So that's my criteria range. Then I put a comma. What's my criteria? Southwest. You can just click any Southwest on the screen. It doesn't matter which one you are clicking. Just click anyone on the screen. Then put a comma. Then the next thing is, where is the sum range? Where do you want to sum things together? Your sum range and your criteria range, their length must be the same thing. Uh, so that will be default to D11, yeah? That's 109. And let's look at it. Southwest. This guy is in Southwest, that's 50. Who is in Southwest again? 25. That's 75 now. 75 plus 34, that's 109. Right? Of course. So what if I want to find the sum of the account balance for people in Southeast? So I'll just change this condition, right? This is 6 right here. I'll just look for where I can see Southeast, which is this. And that's 288. Let's look at it. This is Southeast, 88. And this is Southeast, 200. So the sum for Southeast is 288. So we have seen how to use count if, and we have seen how to use sum if. Let's do one more before we go. Sum ifs. Sum ifs. Sum ifs is used, anything ifs, sum ifs. That is, you want to sum together something with more than one criteria. More than one criteria. For example, in this case now, my region, I have Southwest, I have North Central, I have Southeast, I have North Central, I have Northwest. What if I want to decentralize into two? I want to say, okay, I want the total for everybody in the South, whether you are Southwest or whether you are Southeast. And I want total for everybody in the North, whether you are Northeast, whether you are North Central, or whether you are Northwest. All right? Sum for everybody. So I'll say equal to sum ifs. This is it. So this one now, if you look at the formula for sum if, the sum range came last. It was the criteria range we selected first, then the criteria, then the sum range. When you are dealing with sum ifs, it is the sum range that comes first. Look at the description of the function here. Okay, that's the sum range. D4 to D11. I'll put a comma. What's the next thing now? Criteria range 1. That is, where do you want to bring the false criteria from? I put a comma. What's criteria 1? Let's say Southeast. I put a comma. Can I use the same range? Let's try it. Okay. Put a comma. What's my criteria 2? Southwest. Yeah, I know I will have error. I cannot use the criteria on the same criteria range. Let me create another criteria, right? Let me delete this. Let's create another criteria. Okay. So let me put something here. Let's say, apart from region, what can I put here? Let me say nature of business. Okay. So, okay, one Southwest now. Let's say one is okay. Let's say car brand. So Mr. Hay from Southwest is using Kia. B from North Central is using Benz. C from Southwest is using Toyota. I cannot leave Toyota out of this. D from Southeast is using a Mazda. Central is using BMW. F from Southwest is using, okay, this is third Southwest now, right? So let me say Kia. Then the first Southeast guy is using a Mazda, yeah? Okay, so this one, let's say this one is using Nissan, right? And then the Northwest guy is using a Porsche. All right. So let's now use our sum ifs and put our two conditions. Okay. I can delete this. So let's say it's equal to sum ifs. So the sum range now, the range that we want to add together, don't forget is the account balance. So select it. So put a comma. Criteria range 1, Southwest. Criteria range 1, we started from Southwest. Then I'm dragging it down. Also the last one. I put a comma. Criteria 1 is Southwest. So I'll just click any Southwest. Or I can type SW and put it inside quotation marks. Okay. Then I will put a comma. Criteria range 2 is brand of car. So let me assume I want to find total account balances for Southwest people that are using Kia. So I'll put a comma. Criteria 2 is Kia. and I would press enter. 84. So if you look at the list, you see that Southwest people that are using Kia, they saw their camera that actually is 84. Look at this is 50. Then the next Southwest using Kia is 34. 50 plus 34 is 84. If you notice now, it has excluded this Southwest guy using Toyota. So if I change this here now, E9 to Toyota, that's how we identify. If I change it to a kind of car that nobody in Southwest uses, I don't know whether because they don't have money to buy, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But if I change from E6, so let's say BMW, nobody uses in Southwest, I'll get 0. So that is it about some if and some ifs. We also don't count if. The same procedure won't work for count ifs. So by God's grace, when we meet in our next class, before next class Saturday, I would send our recordings. Okay, I'll send a recording for all the classes. Then I will send us a workbook for the assignments that we are going to do. Then on Saturday, by God's grace, I will do a little bit of revision on this last aspect that we have just done. Then we are going to move on to even more interesting stuffs. Perhaps in the course of the training today, you got lost somewhere. Well, the video will be available. But apart from that, you are always free to reach out to me with any concern as far as the training is concerned. So thank you very much for coming to class today. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time. It's good to have you. Okay, Mr. Caleb, you are raising your hand.
Yeah, the assignment I will get my own pusher.
Inshallah.
All right, sir.
You have your assignments. It will reach across to everybody. I will send it to everybody. I'll send the workbook. I will send it on the group so that everybody can see it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much.
So I can stop sharing now. All right, Enela, thank you. Mr. Madu, thank you. Josephine, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Najibat, thank you. Have a nice weekend. I'll see you guys in Power BI class.
Uh,
All right, sir. Bye, sir.
Right. Bye-bye.